Nets are home, and they're up 2-0 in the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Finals. As we check the Bud Light starting lineups. Here's how they look for the Pistons and the Nets. Up front, Tayshaun Prince, Richard Jefferson, Ben Wallace, Jason Collins, Clifford Robinson, and Kenyon Martin, who had the sensational Game 2 in Detroit. The backcourts, as the fireworks go off inside, Rip Hamilton having a great series. Kerry Kittles not so great. Jason Kidd, as always, is having a super series, and Chauncey Billups in the backcourt for Detroit. Let's check in with David Aldridge. D.A.
Guys, just to finalize on the lottery process, the Pistons most definitely are going to take Darko Milicic with the second pick. They worked him out today. They are very impressed with him. If they take him, they can move Ben Wallace to power forward. That's the position they think he can play. Trust me, that's going to happen. As far as the game tonight, the problem is rebounding. 19 offensive rebounds for New Jersey in Game 2. Cliff Robinson, 38 minutes, no rebounds. Rick Carlisle says this team has got to rebound as a team. That means the guards have to help out as well. Keep New Jersey off the glass. Now, for the Nets' point of view, let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, David. Well, Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, and Richard Jefferson all told me that home court advantage helps them in one specific way. They run better at home. And I asked Byron Scott about it, and he said there are a couple reasons. One is adrenaline. Another, we're in a comfort zone. And that comfort zone allows us to take risks we wouldn't otherwise take, to take chances, to force the issue and push the ball more than what they might on the road. But he also said, Brad, Detroit is, quote, one proud group, and this will be the toughest game of the series by far, Brad.
He told us there's no way they're going to lay down, whether they're on the road or at home, but he did add that this is a golden opportunity for the Nets to start to put this thing away.
But for the New Jersey Nets, it starts on the defensive end. They got to get out there and extend that pressure defense. And then as they were just playing Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run, that's what their offensive mentality has to be, and get the entire roster involved, capitalize on that depth.
Look at the fog in here. Looks like your teepee.
That's right. Your high definition at home, folks, might look a little smoky. They had fireworks going off after Joe Piscopo came out and did the lineups for the New Jersey Nets. That got the crowd a little bit psyched as well.
This crowd is fired up. They are lusting. They want Piston blood tonight. Kenyon Martin already calling the crowd down to the court.
Well, Detroit they have to get easier buckets tonight. If they can't get out and get at least 8 to 10 fast break points, I don't see it happening.
We're underway. And it's Kenyon Martin, much like Game 2, in about 5 seconds scoring.
Does that count as a fast break point? Off the tip? It looked pretty fast to me.
Detroit definitely needs to work on their jump ball defense.
That's 2 games in a row. In the opening seconds, Kenyon Martin scored.
They do have game film over there in Detroit, right?
I'm sure they do. Chauncey Billups. Here's Rip Hamilton, 24 points in each of the first 2 games over Kerry Kittles. Kittles with a rebound off the miss.
Well, we saw that the first 2 games. I mean, the shot clock running down, trying to grind out a shot, get up a shot. It's got to be done earlier.
Last game, it was Kenyon Martin on the first shot, Jason Kidd on the second. They almost pulled off the same thing there.
Hey, Robinson got a rebound. He's already surpassed his output from Game 2. 38 minutes, no rebounds.
That's his first rebound in 43 minutes of play, as a matter of fact. Tayshaun Prince missed outside, and a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be on Collins.
Well, you can say in the last 43 minutes he has 1 more rebound than Jimmy Hoffa.
So difficult for Jason Collins matched up against Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace, the emotional leader of this Pistons squad, is going to relentlessly work his way to every ball. Jason Collins has to stay out of foul trouble and keep his body in between Wallace and the rim.
Here's Hamilton open over Kittles. Got it.
He might be one of the best in the league at running the baseline. He is just relentless. He knows how to use his screens, and best of all, he's patient about using those screens.
Byron Scott called him a young Reggie Miller in our meeting before the ballgame. Here's a lob underneath. Kidd trying to get it to Martin, and Wallace swipes it.
Transition defense. Can Kerry Kittle slow down Hamilton?
He spins to the baseline, trying to get it over to Prince, and it's knocked out of bounds by Collins.
On your point about Byron Scott comparing him to Reggie Miller, Byron should know Byron played with Reggie Miller for 2 years, but the ability to move off the screen for Rip Hamilton and knock that down. Scott, as a reserve player at the end of his career after the illustrious years with the Los Angeles Lakers, finishing up with the Pacers.
8 on the shot clock. Hamilton again. Trying to penetrate, and he does. How quick.
Such explosiveness.
56% for Rip. Actually, a little better than that after those 2 baskets, but the rest of the team's not picking up any of the slack.
At what point does he call his teammates out?
Jefferson slips, trying to take a move to the bucket, and Kidd just inside the three-point line misses his second jumper.
Well, this series so far, at least for me, has come down to who can get the easier buckets via fast break, via offensive rebounds, because I mean, you watch these teams in the half court, it's not pretty.
Chauncey Billups,
There you go.
pretty 3.
I think it's come down to the brilliance of Jason Kidd, who's just a better player than anyone else, than the fact that Detroit has absolutely no answer for Kenyon Martin.
Kittles can't connect. Ben Wallace snatches down the rebound. His third already in the early going. Wallace not a big offensive threat, but he's backing in, and there's his hook shot in and out. Jason Kidd with the head always looking to get it to a teammate.
Well, that's the one great thing about him being such a great lookout. Jason Kidd's such a great rebounder. He doesn't need the outlet. He gets it, and he's gone.
He is the outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Fresh clock after Jefferson kept it alive.
Not a lot of movement right now in the half court for New Jersey, which is usually their staple.
Kenyon Martin outside. And he keeps getting better with that part of his game. He's going to be scary.
We saw in Game 4 everything. The jump hooks, the scoops, the turnaround jumpers, putting it on the floor, driving to a spot and exploding into the air. And now a face-up jumper from 18.
Billups over Kidd. Oh, tough shot. Chauncey Billups. That's something he's not done a lot of, or at least enough of, in the first 2 games.
Rick Carlisle telling us he needs a huge explosion from Chauncey Billups here. Really have only seen it sporadically in the first 2 games.
They're trying to get Kittle some shots early in this ball game. As Martin missed that one, and Wallace has another board.
A good defense by Cliff Robinson there. He hasn't been getting a lot of rebounds and shooting particularly well, but he is their best big man-on-man defender.
There's a block shot by Kittles, and here comes Kidd on the run. He'll take it himself, and got it.
His decision-making on the break is just fantastic. He's got high flyers on either side. Richard Jefferson ready to throw one down. Defense has to commit to Richard Jefferson. Jason Kidd all the way to the hoop. Beautiful.
Here's Tayshaun Prince trying to get involved in the offense, and does.
Prince is down. Jefferson should get out in transition.
There's Jefferson open on the baseline. Missed the outside jumper, though.
Well, so far with Detroit, 2 of the 3 guys we talked about earlier needing to get off. Billups with 2 buckets, and Prince with a nice strong move.
Hamilton lost it going up.
They just back off Ben Wallace.
Nice job of playing the passing lanes by Martin and Collins to come up with a steal. Kittles.
And that was one he may have, wanted to lay off there, because Prince stayed on him. I don't think you look at Prince, you say, well, he's not that big, but he's really long, and you don't know it until he fully extends.
This pace really favors New Jersey, even though they're down 5 early.
Hamilton over Jefferson. Rip Hamilton, his 3rd basket already.
I don't know if having 6 points 6 minutes into the half, but I know New Jersey wanted to score a little bit more than that. They haven't been able to really get out in the break, I'm sure, as much as they'd like to either.
They've had opportunities, and it's been up and down.
Hamilton and Billups have taken the crowd out of it. Martin keeps it alive for the Nets with a finger roll off the glass.
He just keeps getting better, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of before your eyes, just the maturity, the inside game. You still, if you're guarding him, you want him to shoot from the outside, but he's even improving at that. And and just the overall intensity he brings to this Nets team, too.
Kittle's overplayed Hamilton and then blocked a shot from behind, and Kidd almost kept it in play.
Detroit needs to do a better job of utilizing Ben Wallace in the offense with dribble handoffs and keep him on the weak side.
So the Nets at home find themselves down 5 to the Pistons.
Do that throughout the course of the game.
And the Pistons guards have dominated early, scoring 11 of the 13 points up against the shot clock. A wild shot in transition to the Nets.
Here we go. Here comes Kidd to Martin. And one.
In a situation like that, and I know Tayshaun Prince, young guy, either you let him go or you hack him. You don't touch him and let him go up. I mean, with Kenyon Martin, you got to almost rip his arm off. And you're going to see right there, great outlet pass, and they're gone. They are absolutely gone. And then right here, you make up your mind. Okay, either I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to foul him hard, or I'm just going to let him go.
Tayshaun Prince has no idea what a hard foul is at this point in his career. We keep talking about the Detroit offense. They're shooting the ball magnificently. They're shooting almost 55%, which is in the face of what they've done literally all playoffs long, regularly under 40%. How long can this last?
Kenyon Martin capped the three-point play. Clifford Robinson, little run jumper.
Well, forget about the 2-footers. Maybe he had to start doing those.
Well, Clifford has never been at his best in the NBA playoffs. He's never been at his best in crunch time. We'll have to see if he can turn that around tonight at 37 years old. I don't know.
Nice cut by Kittles. Here's Collins with the offensive rebound and knocked down by Wallace.
Beautiful ball movement for New Jersey, but with the inability of Kerry Kittles and Richard Jefferson to finish, is putting a tremendous amount of pressure on Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin, who are the only guys scoring. Kittles 0 for 3.
Officials correction.
Pistons ball. Rick Carlisle knowing that his team has got to have this one tonight. Even through not the greatest of basketball, they only lost by 2 points on their home floor in the final second and a half in games 1 and 2. And here's a block shot by Kenyon Martin, way out on Chauncey Billups, 3-on-1. Kidd to Jefferson.
I mean, it is fun basketball to watch. I feel like I'm back at the quarter horse when we're on 13. As soon as the starting gate opens, they're running. And that's what it's like when they get the ball to Jason. 3 guys flying down the court. He seems to always put it where the guy can handle it and lay it right up.
Kenyon Martin, what a player. What a force. He demolished the Celtics as the Bucks, and now he's taking apart the Pistons.
Tayshaun Prince had one rim out on him. And Kenyon Martin, who Bill's talking about, with a rebound. Here comes Kidd, half speed.
Kenyon Martin's playing at the level where nobody wants to get next to him for fear of getting hurt.
2-point game, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kenyon Martin a little off balance, got the roll to tie it up.
He's just outworking everybody. So quick, so explosive, so powerful, forcing Rick Carlisle to burn a timeout. This crowd turning with the tide here.
So the Nets, who wanted to run and show the Pistons what their game truly was about, they don't feel they've done it in the first 2 ball games. But when they block shots and play defense, that leads the break. And then it's things like this. Jefferson in transition, and then Kenyon Martin. Kmart off to an 11-point start. He has 11 of the Nets' 15. We're dead even with 4:01 to go first quarter.
Texas native who grew up playing tight end in football has come so far in so many aspects, none more so than mentally. But the injury that he suffered at the end of his college career really held him back. His second year in the league, he was plagued by the mental problems where he was always trying to get in a fight with everybody. Right now, it is all happening for the best big man in the East, Kenyon Martin, who's at 11 points and 3 boards, and no one can compete with him.
Remember, in the fourth quarter, he had 16 of their 30 points on Tuesday night to finish off Game 2, and 11 of their first 15. He's picked up right where he left off a couple of days ago. Foul is on Kittles. Clifford Robinson throwing a shoulder on Kenyon Martin. Martin stripped him. Here comes Kidd and company. Kittles. And a foul.
How sweet was that?
Lay off by Jason Kidd with the left hand. He sort of pushed it right ahead of the play and let Kittles run onto it.
That was just you watch him right here. Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't talk about Kenyon Martin's defense at all either. A very good low post defender. Look at that. Between 2 defenders like it was nothing. You know what's great about that? He didn't throw it to him. He threw it ahead of him and let him go get it.
Barry Kittles to the free throw line looking for his first point and gets it. The NBA Finals tip off June 4th at 8 o'clock on ABC. Log on to NBA.com for an exclusive look ahead at the potential matchups, including a statistical breakdown for all conference finalists. Love it live on NBA.com.
Detroit is in trouble right here. New Jersey is coming alive. The rest of the guys are picking up the pace that Martin has set. Who's going to respond for Rick Carlisle on the Pistons?
It's a 10-2 run right now for the Nets. And Kittles, nice job defensively to knock it out of bounds.
He hasn't done much in this series, Kittles, on the offensive end, but his continuing effort on the defense, chasing down Rip Hamilton all the time, needs to come up with some sort of rhythm on the offensive end to put pressure on Hamilton so Hamilton's not just having his way with that matchup.
Not hard to chase it is hard to chase a guy like that all over the court and then try to play decent offense. Here he is against Hamilton. Hamilton turns on him. This time doesn't get it. Jefferson out to Kidd.
All the statistics heavily in favor of the Nets. Points in the paint, transition points, second chance points. And over time, those accumulated edges just determine the outcome. 16 points, 10 on the fast break tonight.
Their first 18 points, remember, in Game 1 were all fast break points. They lead with 3 minutes left in the first quarter by a single point. Martin, he's been the man so far. With the left hand, he almost got that to drop.
Well, they're just pushing the Pistons back underneath the hoop. They're taking whatever they want out there.
Clifford Robinson gets his second foul as we check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, we've seen the Nets running, Brad, and we're going to continue to see them run if what Byron Scott said in their last huddle holds true. He said, keep this going. Keep pushing it. We're going to run the entire game. Let's play our style all night tonight, Brad.
They're starting to get it in gear, that's for sure. Martin missed the free throw. It's the only thing he's missed tonight.
One of the things I admire most about Kenyon Martin is how he's battled through all the nonsense that plagued him last year. But also the fact that coming into this league, not being the tallest guy, you would think that the pressure to put on weight and try to push and shove and grab, he has remained incredibly thin and true to what his real physical attributes are, and that's quickness and explosiveness, maneuverability, and running the floor.
2-point lead now.
And we talk about the maturity, too, of him not getting the fouls and all that. I think he said, you know, he can find $300,000. He stopped doing that kind of stuff. He said, that's like 2 cars.
He's got a family.
What cars he drives.
So there is hope for Ron Artest.
Yes.
Kenyon Martin missed the better portion of 7 games last year due to those kind of problems and hasn't had those kind of problems this year. Phillips knocks down the jumper. Chauncey ties us at 17.
That's a tough shot, too. And this is a tough matchup for Mehmet Okur on the perimeter. Does he have the quickness to stay with him?
Martin crosses him over, goes to the glass and through the foul.
The foot speed there is a problem. He can bang with him a little bit, but if he gets him out to 15, 16 feet, he's either got to back off him and give him the jumper, because if he gets up too close, you see right there, foot speed is just overwhelmingly in Martin's favor.
It would help the defender a little bit if they would apply the traveling rules to crossover moves.
Kenyon will go back to the free throw line where he's hit 2 out of 3. Knocks down the first one. Tomorrow night on ABC's 2020, meet 400 beautiful women who will stop at nothing to call themselves Dallas Maverick cheerleaders. But only 15 will get picked. So what does it take? It's a 2020 full-court press like you've never seen. Tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central on ABC. And no, Tom Tolbert did not do the interviews for 2020 tomorrow night.
I do choreography.
Yes, we've seen some of that. Martin got them both.
They're chanting Kmart here at Continental Airlines Arena. And every time he gets the ball, you can just see the fans inch closer out of their seats, trying to anticipate the next explosion from Kenyon Martin.
And a whistle and a foul will be on Lucius Harris, trying to stay with Rip Hamilton. Martin already with 14 points. 5 field goals and 4 for 5 from the free throw line.
Well, you can really see it in his eyes. I mean, when a player gets it going like that, he feels like everything and anything is possible. Jump shots, drives, turnaround jumpers, and he's put his whole repertoire on display.
And almost came up with a steal as Tayshaun Prince tried to take him to the bucket.
But it's just like the Boston and the Milwaukee series for Kenyon Martin. He's realizing that there's nobody out here that can play him. Horrendous slump for the Pistons right now.
Okur comes up short as the shot clock was winding down and the ball's out of bounds off Hamilton out to the nets.
Remember that play we saw for Detroit late in the fourth quarter of Game 2 where Chauncey Billups got a screen at the high post,
took the jumper,
just pulled up, looked like Hal Greer knocking one down. And why don't they come back to that play?
He's got 7 points already in the ballgame, but not those types of shots so far. He has 1 3. Williams in for the Nets. So is Rodney Rogers. Jason Kidd all the way by everybody. Nobody picked him up. Okur came late, and Kidd's got 4, and the lead is 4.
Well, one man was able to screen 2.
New Jersey's big men utilized the dribble handoff better than anyone as a front court player since the days of Dave Cowens, the Celtic legend.
Here's Wallace with Williams on his hip. Ben Wallace up high, got the roll. That's his first basket.
Nice shot there by Ben, but I'm guessing New Jersey would probably take that one.
Final minute. Nets scored on 8 of their last 9 possessions. If you look at the game track, here's Rodney Rogers, who's been pretty good the first 2 games of this series. And he's fouled.
A horrendous matchup.
And a technical on Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups wanted a push-off foul on Rodney Rogers, on Rogers' attempt to catch the lob pass. Referees saw nothing of the sort. Play on Rodney Rogers. They cannot guard him with Chauncey Billups or a small man.
So Lucius Harris shoots the technical. There's Wallace trying to strip Rogers. The foul's called. Chauncey Billups with the, you see the hand motion. That's not going to help him anytime.
Technicals have cost Detroit dearly as they've lost their mind at critical junctures.
John Barry had one late in the game, game 2.
Which he profusely apologized for.
Rogers going back to shoot the free throws now, being fouled in the act of shooting and misses the first one.
And this is what you were talking about, Bill. You were talking about the pushing and the shoving and you just got to let it go.
Playoffs. This is the Eastern Conference Finals. You're in New Jersey.
Expect hand-to-hand combat.
You got to come ready to play ball. You're looking at the refs to give you anything. The pressure, full court. Who can handle the ball? Chauncey Billups is out of there. Chucky Atkins. Yeah. He's really got to find a way to get open. Jason Kidd denying him possession.
Chucky was a pretty good spark plug in game 2. Had 7 points to match his jersey number, but kind of ignited them when he and John Barry came. Here's a nice lob. Okur. Williams blocks it from behind, but Wallace follows it.
Angry.
Throw it down, Ben. But when they continue to try to feed with Ben Wallace's man is so far off, and there's just such a slight passing angle. I don't know if they can can continue to get that through.
There's a 2-for-1.
Williams underneath. Nice move to get by Wallace and under it.
Everything for New Jersey at the basket.
Well, that was a nice pick and roll they had last time. They actually got Rodney Rogers in front. He can hit this shot.
Instead works inside for a runner and could hit that one too.
That was nice.
The pride of Istanbul, Turkey.
Final 5 seconds, first quarter. Nets in front. Kidd will go straight up with it. Just like that, Jason Kidd trying to put an exclamation point on the first quarter for the Nets to give them their biggest advantage. They're up 5 points at the end of one.
And the celebration underway. This crowd is psyched.
Kenyon Martin was huge in the first quarter with 14 points. And the Nets at home, trying to go up 3 games to none. The early start was all Detroit. They were red hot early. And they jumped out to a 7-point lead. But back came the Nets, led by Martin and Kidd, especially Kmart. It's a blue light special. You're watching the NBA on ABC Sports Championship Television.
And running, and they do it in a variety of ways. Jason Kidd getting the ball, taking it himself. You're going to watch right here. Notices the defender's going to slack off a little bit, and he is gone, laying it up himself.
But that running game has given them tremendous percentage opportunities. Detroit held New Jersey to under 40% in the 2 games in Detroit. Right now, the Nets are shooting 50%.
Pistons avoid going further down as Chucky Atkins comes up with a steal. Here's Corliss Williamson. Wallace, they'll let him have that one all day. Rebound, Kenyon Martin.
I'm still saying one of these days he's going to start hitting that because his stroke is not broke. It may not be this year, Bill. It may not be next. You look at his stroke, though. It's not that bad.
Well, he's a relentless worker, and he still hasn't figured it out.
Johnson outside. So the hot streak continues for the Nets.
Critical time, though, really, for Byron Scott, because every time in this series when Jason Kidd has gone to the bench, the net offense has ground to a halt, and they've really never been able to get it going again.
Here's Rip Hamilton from 17, and he takes it over Harris. Hamilton with 8.
You might want to think about getting him some more shots. In the first quarter, he got off, hit 3 of his first 6. I'll be looking for him every single time down the court.
Yeah.
Where's the explosiveness and creativity going to come from for New Jersey?
Aaron Williams, outside jumper's no good, and Atkins a rebound. So Detroit can cut it to 3 if they score this trip. And the foul's going to be on Williams. Aaron's first. Richard Jefferson checking back in. Kenyon Martin will get a breather, and he'll get a huge ovation from the hometown crowd for his performance so far.
Maybe see if you can get Corliss Williamson going a little bit, too, down that low block. I still say Corliss Williamson would be better off against Rodney Rogers facing him up instead of just trying to back him down.
He backs and does go baseline and missed it. Okur, second chance, knocked out of there by Williams. Harris pushing it now to the corner. Johnson for 3, and he got it.
Beautiful ball movement in transition. Richard Jefferson selflessly giving it up, forcing another timeout for Detroit.
And everybody up at Continental Airlines Arena. Johnson's been a spark plug. Bill asked the question, where will the offense come from with Jason Kidd sitting? It's come from the guy that took his spot, Johnson. A field goal inside the 3-point line. And then on this one, off the feed from Jefferson. Jefferson, the triple from the corner. And with 9:51 to go in the half, the Nets stretch out their lead to their biggest advantage of the half. They're up by 8. Television. Let's check in with David Aldridge. DA?
Guys, during the timeout, Rick Carlisle made it very clear, you've got to get back. The floor balance is something they've been talking about the last 2 days. If one of the guards goes in, the other guard's got to get back. If one of the forwards goes in, the other forward's got to get back. Very simple stuff, guys.
The problem, though, Dave, is that they're not even going to the offensive glass. So why can't they get back?
Yeah. I mean, it's one or the other. Either you go to the offensive glass,
and they're doing neither.
Yeah, well, they get caught in the middle, and we've seen it. I've seen at least 3 breaks where they're pretty much even with the Pistons, and then they just shoot out of a cannon. And since the hot start, it's been all the fast breaks, and the Nets are just running harder back to the other end of the court right now.
The floodgates have opened.
First 6 minutes good for the Pistons. Ever since, not good for the Pistons. And Hamilton misfires on the baseline. Johnson, doesn't matter who's in there.
Anthony Johnson has played well. He's pushed the ball. He doesn't have the speed. Who does of Jason Kidd, but he's knocked down some perimeter jumpers, giving him some real steady leadership out there, Anthony Johnson.
Here's Williams. No foul call as Wallace goes down. And Aaron Williams.
What have we come to if Ben Wallace is flopping?
I think that was half flop. I think Aaron Williams is a pretty big guy. I think he might have hit him a little bit. A little bit? Teensy Winksy?
A truck could knock Ben Wallace over.
Yeah, you're right.
Detroit's only 1 of 7 this quarter from the floor. Atkins trying to change that. And inside, Corliss Williamson's fouled by Johnson.
And a lot of times, too, your role-type players will play a lot better at home. They're just more comfortable. And we'll see right here.
That's
Aaron
why they're role players.
Oh, he crushed him.
He got him in the sternum.
Not the sternum foul again. Hey, do you ever get the sense that maybe Corliss has gotten too heavy?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
This guy is a very, very good basketball player. But he's not tall enough to be an overpowering inside presence. What is he, 6'6"?
6'6", 6'7".
He takes the Pistons' first free throw of the ballgame with 8:48 to go in the half. And missed it. Got the second one, though.
And he missed crucial free throws down the stretch, Corliss did. But the sense of Corliss being able to move and run and go by guys, he seems to have lost that.
Jefferson trying to take Corliss to the baseline.
Stepped out of bounds.
Turns it over.
Richard promised us before the game that he was going to have a big one tonight. I just hate to be lied to.
Hey, 2 points to him might be big at this point. He's got another half at 8:30 to go in this quarter.
Well, they got to get Richard Hamilton back to running the baseline a little bit, looking for him.
Okur, he gave up a 3. I'm not sure why he gave up a 3. He hit a couple of those. And Rip Hamilton gets a 2.
Well, probably passed it up because he thought he traveled. He thought they were going to call it. Then he figured he'd get it to Richard Hamilton instead.
And Jefferson. Offensive foul.
Richard's been forcing things, trying to get all the way to the hoop. With the type of defense that Detroit plays, he would be much better off. He would take a couple of dribbles and pull up and shoot the little 12 to 14-foot jumper, which he's more than capable of making. Why he's going to be a member of the U.S. national team.
Okur got away with another one.
He loves the happy feet there.
4 on the shot clock. Ball is loose, just lost by Atkins.
Anthony Johnson again. Doing everything. Defense, offense, distributing the ball.
That was just Atkins with a bad bounce there.
Well, where are they going for their offense? Yeah, I would try Aaron Williams down there in the low block.
Nice curl.
Harris inside. Okur clears off the rebound.
As good as Ben Wallace is off the ball defense, you can just go right at him.
Nice tip by Richard Jefferson.
Wallace still came up with a ball and was fouled.
Let me clarify. You didn't need to go right at Ben Wallace, but it's easier scoring against him going right at him than it is.
Right, than having him play on the weak side.
Absolutely.
It's the same with Shaq. You want the great defensive players having to guard the ball.
You look at this guy's body. And it was funny. I had a chance to ask him a couple of days ago. We were in Detroit. Did you play football? And he goes, yeah, I played football. In fact, I got recruited by Auburn. I was going to go down there and play football. I played defensive end and tight end. And he wanted to make it clear to Auburn that he wanted to play both ways if he went down there to Auburn. So he goes down to Auburn. He said, you guys are still going to let me play both ways, right? They said, yeah, defensive end and tight end. He goes, no. What I meant basketball and football. They said, no, we're not going to give you a football scholarship to play basketball. So then he left and went to Virginia Union and played basketball. And believe it or not, he said he used to get beat up playing basketball with his 7 bigger brothers. I was like, wow, that is a big family.
You go back 7 years, who would that put the onus on at Auburn? Terry Bowden, maybe? It could be, one of our colleagues at ABC Sports.
Tom,
he and Cliff Ellis wouldn't let them play together, whatever.
Tom, you don't have an older brother, do you?
I am the older brother.
You have no idea what it's like to have an older brother.
I do.
So do
I. A lot of bruises involved. Whistle and a foul.
Now, see, guys, I administered the bruises.
You were the bruiser, not the bruisee.
Exactly.
Right?
An undrafted free agent in 1996. One of 3 key performers here for Detroit who were undrafted. Chucky Atkins being another one. Michael Curry as well.
Harris just inside the free throw line. Lucius Harris.
There's Michael Curry, who's gone out of the rotation there. As Rick Carlisle desperately searching for offense.
Lucius Harris, first field goal. Puts the lead at 8. Here's Corliss Williamson again, backing in. This time he got it.
It's so hard. I mean, he has to work so hard for everything down there.
He's got to put it in 4-wheel drive every time.
Nothing's easy.
The problem with basing your game on size and strength is what do you do when Shaq walks in the door? It's got to be a game of motion.
Harris with 3. The top scorer off the Nets bench this year knocks down the last 2 field goals, and it's a 9-point lead.
And the worst of scenarios for Rick Carlisle, because now they've extended the lead, the Nets have, and Jason Kidd is set to check in at the timeout.
Robinson had a hand on it and lost it. Here come the Nets again, looking to push it even without Jason Kidd. Johnson, and he knocks down a 3. Oh, boy, that's his second triple. 8 points off the bench. In for Kidd, and Rick Carlisle says, I've seen enough. I have seen enough. The fans here enjoying what they're seeing. New Jersey's 4 for 4 from three-point land. Jason Kidd has 1, Lucius Harris has 1, and Anthony Johnson has 2, including, as Bill would say, this heat check. It's 43-31. The lead is 12 for the Nets at home. This is ABC Sports, the new home of the NBA Finals.
First quarter points before he changed them. I wonder what happens now.
Nothing like having a dressing room with 19,000 people watching you.
So many of the players wear a new pair of shoes every game and donate the shoes to charity after each and every game. Kenyon Martin forced to foul the bullying Corliss Williamson going to the hoop.
Kenyon's first foul. He was the man in the first quarter with 14 first quarter points. Still leads everybody in scoring.
Well, if I'd have ever got 14 points out of a pair of soles in a quarter during my playing career,
bronze them.
Oh, platinum. Forget bronze. They'd be hanging up somewhere.
How about the job that Anthony Johnson did, though? And how difficult is it to play behind Jason Kidd? the pressure on Byron Scott to put Jason Kidd in the game literally every single time. And here's Anthony Johnson, who had been the classic journeyman, the 40th player chosen overall in the 97 draft. Started with Sacramento, went to Atlanta, then Orlando, back to Atlanta, up to Cleveland. Now has found a home after a couple of 10-day contracts. What a testament to hard work and dedication, Anthony Johnson.
2 Corliss Williams free throws. Corliss Williamson's free throws cut the lead down to 10. And Aaron Williams lobs for Martin.
Down, throw it, down came hard. Technical foul for taunting. And Richard Jefferson comes right up to him and said, I don't care. It was worth it. I'll pay the fine.
What I do is what he's asking right now.
Excessive celebration.
You know what? That's bull. Because if you're not right in someone's face, if you're not humiliating another player, I don't buy that. How about show some emotion, have some fun, show some intensity.
Rip Hamilton hits the technical free throw.
Let's see what happens there. First of all, great hustle by Aaron Williams to grab it. Throws it up. Kenyon Martin grabs it. Slaps the backboard. That couldn't have been it because everybody slaps the backboard.
Slapping the backboard is an automatic technical foul.
Well, they've missed about 40 of those in this year. Everybody loves
They only call the ones they see.
How can you not see somebody slapping the backboard?
How can you not see a traveling violation?
And they're still talking with Kenyon Martin. Jason Kidd's trying to get in on the conversation as well.
A year ago, Kenyon Martin would have lost his mind under these circumstances. The growth, the maturity, the evolution. Who's ever going to stop him? Who's going to be able to slow him down? You can't even visualize anyone in the entire Eastern Conference being able to match up with this guy, and he's only in his 3rd year. What a future.
Well, let's see right here. Slap the backboard, and then he starts going.
Then it's tattoo time.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't care. You know, if he's in somebody's face doing that,
what if he had pulled his shirt off?
I don't care. I mean, it's not World Cup.
What do you care about?
He didn't score a goal.
It's a problem, Tom. You just don't
I
care.
just like emotion. I like intensity. And if a guy does something great, I want to see that emotion. If he would have done that in somebody else's face for the Pistons, give him a T. But he didn't do it to taunt somebody. He did it because he was excited. Nice pass.
He
by the way.
feeds. What a pass by Martin.
Stop it.
Forget the pass. What about the shot? What about figuring out what kind of spin you're going to put on the ball?
I don't think Jason Kidd will forget the pass.
Oh, my. Look at this. I mean, up, spin, backwards. Minnesota Fats couldn't have put that kind of English on the ball.
We talked at the outset about putting the show on. Right now, the show is in full swing.
10 points for Jason Kidd. 10 points was the biggest lead up until now. It's a dozen, 48-36.
Time to get the sense that John Barry has worked his way out of the rotation for Rick Carlisle.
Well, whenever you don't find yourself with a seat on the bench, that usually hurts.
But Don has been sitting on the floor for a while.
No, he always sits on the floor.
But this is a guy who can create some offensive spark and excitement and who will get out there and get in the face of the other team. A little surprised that Rick Carlisle not giving him a look. When he plays, the Pistons are a much more electric team.
Corliss Williamson hits a free throw. I don't think Rick Carlisle was too excited about the technical foul John Barry got in the pivotal moments of the 4th quarter in Game 2 in Detroit. I got that impression talking to Rick.
Well, sometimes the energy it brings positive, and that's just who he is. I mean, he's going to get excited. He's going to play hard. Sometimes maybe he goes a little overboard.
Corliss Williamson, all 7 of his points this quarter.
Beautiful set offense for New Jersey.
Here's Martin trying to whip a pass to Collins, and it's knocked out of bounds.
We see this time and time again. Guys who get double-teamed, Kenyon Martin, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dirk Nowitzki, when they get double-teamed, they step away from the basket, and they really have no momentum to throw that hard cross-court pass to guys who are wide open and waiting.
Jefferson trying to get it out to Kidd, and did. Kidd over Atkins, and he knocked it down.
If Jason Kidd is going to knock down those shots.
His wife and son looking on as Daddy knocks down the outside jumper. And here he comes again to Jefferson. Oh, and he missed a jam. misses as well. Third chance coming up for the Nets.
It has been a nightmare for Richard Jefferson tonight.
Well, you know it's a bad night if you're the Pistons and they hit a 3 now. The 2 missed layups.
Collins. Here's Jefferson against Corliss Williamson. He'll take the outside jumper. Didn't get the roll, and Okur with the rebound.
One real problem for Rick Carlisle is that Tayshaun Prince and Mehmet Okur have not been able to sustain the contributions now that they're playing bigger minutes in more important games. Nice rotation defensively by Richard Jefferson.
Here's Jefferson, who you never expect to miss a jam, and then Kidd, knowing Okur is coming, and he missed it.
Great hustle by Okur. Great hustle.
Never stopped.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys would stop knowing that Richard Jefferson's going to dunk that. Kidd would have had an easy layup, but Okur comes flying in there, forces him to miss the layup. Williamson back into the play. Nice hustle by the Pistons there.
Meanwhile, Kenyon Martin has picked up his second foul against Corliss Williamson, who hits his 6th straight free throw after missing the first one.
Pistons need to show something in terms of taking the game, the momentum, the flow away from New Jersey before the halftime, or they're going to go in extremely discouraged.
Williamson off the bench has 9 points. Pistons, though, their bench is only 2 out of 13 from the floor. And they had the best bench point-wise in the NBA this year at over 34 points a game. Jason Kidd gets into the front court. Byron Scott wanted a timeout. We'll take it with him. 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the half. 50-40. Richard Hamilton, and there's not much to talk about there.
No, this is the same old story. And with the Nets already having 50 points, you're going to have to get up probably in the 90, 95, maybe even 100-point range to win this game. And Hamilton can't be the only guy that does it. Maybe we're expecting a little too much out of Prince because he was so good against Orlando and Philadelphia. He's a rookie. I mean,
but he's a good basketball player.
He is, but I don't think
good basketball players thrive in positions like this.
But only special rookies thrive in situations like this. I mean, there's only so many rookies. Magic Johnson comes to mind against the Sixers.
He was the #1 pick.
Yeah.
Tayshaun Prince, what, 23rd?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think he played maybe a little over his head.
Keep in mind, he played 3 minutes in 3 games in the regular season against the New Jersey Nets. Didn't play in 2 games, played 3 minutes in the other. Tonight has not done much. Meanwhile, Kenyon Martin's picked up his 3rd foul, and that's big for the Nets as Robinson's at the free throw line. He got 1 of 2.
A lot of guys can come in and have 1 good game, even a couple of good games. But then when the defense starts really focusing in and digging in and starts knocking you to the ground, what kind of game can you come back with?
Like this guy.
Well, you forget about it. Like you said, he hits those, forget it. I mean, that's what you give him. Usually every player has one Achilles heel, no matter how small it is. And that's been Jason's over the course of his career. Consistency from outside. When he hits it, he doesn't have one.
Robinson, finally they hit a field goal. The last 10 points have come from the free throw line for the Pistons.
But Brad, the statistics are overwhelming in New Jersey's favor. 10-point edge in points in the paint. 16-point edge in fast break points. They're shooting almost 17% better from the floor.
In the first 2 games, not only did the Nets control the paint as far as scoring, but also the fast break points. So they did it both ways the first 2 games, and here they come again looking to push it. Oh, look out.
Tease him, Jason Kidd. What a hesitation move.
Coming up tomorrow night on TNT, San Antonio and Dallas will have at it in Game 3. A 9 o'clock start there. Saturday on ABC. WNBA, LA at Connecticut at 4 o'clock. Saturday night on ESPN, we'll have Game 4 of this series. We'll all be getting together here again, 8 o'clock on Saturday night.
Is there a more important skill in basketball than change of pace, change of direction? This quarter, the Pistons have lived at the free throw line. Jason Kidd with the kiss, but no touch.
Whoa, Rodney Rogers almost knocked that thing in off the backboard. Rip Hamilton has it stripped by Kidd, but a foul. And Jason picks up his first.
Well, they may end up getting to the free throw line 20 times in a quarter.
Are we in the Western Conference?
The free throw parade has allowed Detroit to stay in. The same way that in Game 1, Dallas-San Antonio, the free throw parade for San Antonio took them out of their running game. Richard Jefferson very lucky not to get a technical foul, as there was some argument on the Detroit bench saying, where is the consistency? Chauncey Billups throws his arm, gets weighed for a technical. Richard Jefferson does literally the same thing. The referee turns and walks away. Consistency, please.
Hamilton got them both. 12 of the last 15 points for the Pistons come from the free throw line, and they're very much in the ball game, only trailing by 7. There's the second quarter free throw score. Rogers misses, and Corliss Williamson clears it off. Here comes Detroit now.
Since Kenyon Martin went to the bench, the Nets have just come to a grinding halt.
Hamilton and Rogers on him.
Well, get out of his way.
Nice ball movement.
Jumper by Hamilton won't go. Jefferson tipped it over to Jason Kidd. Kidd the cross court to Kittles. Missed a 3. And Robinson a rebound. He's got twice as many rebounds as he had in Game 2.
Well, they have done a nice job in the last 2 minutes defensively, not letting the easy buckets on the fast break, and then clamping down, making them shoot from the outside and getting a hand in their face.
Final minute, first half. Robinson's going to try another 3. This one was halfway home and came back out.
Detroit's also done a very good job of keeping Jason Collins off the offensive glass.
Yeah.
He had 9 in Game 1.
Oh, what a pass by Kidd to Kittles.
When you're playing with Jason Kidd, never stop moving. Just keep on the go all the time. He'll find a way to make you the star.
Kerry Kittle's first field goal in the last 42 minutes of playing time, going back to the fourth quarter of Game 1. That's what you call a dry spell for Kerry Kittles, and there's no way he was going to miss this one. Watch this pass.
Off the bounce. That is just incredible. I mean, that's just something either you have or you don't have. You don't work on stuff like that.
But imagine where New Jersey would be.
Nice job by Rogers to knock it away from Williamson.
Nice play, Jefferson.
Kittles, Kidd. Finally, Kidd pulls it out and knows exactly what's going on with the clock and the score. 55-46, final 10 seconds of the half. Nets are going to have the lead through 2 quarters at home in Game 3. How much will that lead be? Kidd inside, adds 2 more. Long pass for Williamson. He might have a crack at it. Missed it just before the end of the quarter.
The Pistons can't even score on a 1-on-0 break.
Jason Kidd and the little kid of Jason's whirling the towel. Verizon Wireless halftime report. Mike Shaw and Jay coming up. They'll talk to the guy that'll be the number 1 pick, LeBron James. Right now, it's the Nets in front at home by 11. All joking aside, it's the highest scoring half of this year's playoffs for the Nets. They lead at home by 11 as the third quarter gets underway. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya, and David Aldridge with you here at Continental Airlines Arena. It's Game 3 Eastern Conference Finals. 2-0 Nets, and they're a half away from making it 3 straight.
Beautiful step out, Jason Collins.
Here's Ben Wallace inside, got the roll.
Well, quite simply, Detroit needs to find offense. This is an offensive game right here. The biggest offensive explosion, as Brad said, in this series.
They're shooting 36%.
But they got 48 points now. They could go over 90.
Might have not had 48 points at the end of 3 quarters of the first game.
It's going to start with defense.
The only reason Detroit's even in this game is because Richard Jefferson can't do anything, and Kerry Kittles is having another nightmare of a performance.
52% is definitely the best we've seen for a half from either of these teams, and that's the Nets.
And Michael Curry inserted into the starting lineup in the second half and blew a case for a nice pass.
Rip Hamilton, nobody on him.
But I don't understand that. You say they need offense, and then they make a substitution of Michael Curry.
Well, because he's not giving it to him. I think Tayshaun Prince may have very simply just hit the playoff wall.
Wait a second.
Here's Richard Jefferson outside, and the rebound is the Pistons. Billups.
A wall generally comes from fatigue. Nice hand.
Kidd with a steal. He's got Kenyon Martin to his right. He'll take it himself.
He is so smart. His body position, the way he pounds that ball so hard and so quickly, able to, on that last dribble, explode right into his driving layup that nobody could block.
Kidd having a big offensive night with 19. Hamilton to pull up jumper. Kenyon Martin got a piece of it. Here comes New Jersey.
Nice.
Another no-look pass to Jefferson by Kidd. And Jefferson's fouled.
Richard is praying out there.
With Kenyon Martin, he just gets up so quick. And great stuff. And watch him make the defender make the decision. Make the decision, okay, you're not going to come over, I'll lay it up. If Clifford Robertson goes over to stop him, he throws a lob to Kenyon Martin. It's an easy bucket. He is the best at being able to wait to the last possible minute, and as soon as you make your decision, he'll make his, ends up a bucket.
Jason, who had 20 points rather in game 2, but got a lot of them late when they needed him, has 19 already.
Kerry Kittles so open.
Long jumper by Jefferson off the mark. Wallace clears it off. 8 rebounds for Ben Wallace.
Well, you got to look for something there. You got to look for something in the open court. Pick and roll. Try to get something before the defense gets set.
Robinson misses. Kidd another rebound.
Every loose ball going to Jason Kidd.
And he's fouled by Billups.
The great thing is that Chauncey Billups argues for a jump ball on this call. What is he thinking?
I'm not sure I've ever seen a jump ball called in a situation like that. Guess you might as well try.
So Kidd can go for point number 20 right here from the free throw line. And he's got it. We check in with D.A. David.
Guys, the halftime talk was very simple from the Pistons. We got our butts kicked, although they didn't say butts. You'd think I could say the other word, but, since Sipowicz says it all the time, but I can't. So there you go.
Sipowicz said it about 3 times last night in the Tuesday night in the season finale of NYPD Blue.
Well, not only did Sipowicz say it, he shows it. It's crying out loud.
We don't need that. 11-point ball game. Favor of the Nets. Here's Curry.
They're not going to get back into the series with that kind of shot.
Jason Kidd, another rebound. 6 boards for Kidd on top of his assists and his scoring.
He just never stops.
Look at him.
He never gets tired.
That one swatted out of there by Wallace.
Look at Richard Jefferson. Ooh.
And Jefferson's fouled by Hamilton after he stole that ball. Rip Hamilton trying to rip it back from him.
Defense is about anticipation. It's about seeing the play before anybody else does. Richard Jefferson, so quick, so explosive. What a future. Second-year player. Kenyon Martin, a third-year player.
And the Nets turn it over anyway. They come out on Hamilton. Jefferson on him right now. And the pass thrown out of bounds. Rick Carlisle says it was tipped. He's coming out hoping for a call. Doesn't get it.
Certainly didn't appear to be tipped from our vantage point.
It was going by so fast I couldn't tell.
This crowd been unbelievable tonight.
Kidd rolls to the baseline, had it stripped from him. 7 turnovers for the Nets. Billups misses the jumper. Jefferson to Kidd. To Kittles on the run. And Robinson all over Kittles.
Well, you watch the way the two teams run, and I know one team is built for speed and one team isn't. But these guys, they get out, I mean, they're running as hard as they can to try to get ahead of the pack, and that's what happens. Last time, Detroit had an opportunity to break, and there were 3 guys jogging behind the ball.
Kittles with the free throw, 4 points for Kittles. Let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Byron Scott told me at halftime, Brad, he told his team, number one, leave the referees alone, especially Richard Jefferson. He told him to just keep playing, but Richard Jefferson, he said, is too concerned about officiating right now and maybe pressing his game a little too much, but they're going to try to continue to get Richard Jefferson the ball, guys.
The team has its biggest lead. The Nets are up 13.
This has been a Jason Kidd clinic in the third quarter.
Hamilton had it knocked away by Kittles. Here comes Kidd. He'll wait and score.
Rick Carlisle, all he can do is call a timeout. Does Dave Bing have any game left in Detroit?
They need somebody. They know they're getting the number 2 pick next year. Doesn't help them right now. They're down 15 with 8:08 to go in the third quarter. It's been the Jason Kidd Show on ABC Sports, the new home of the NBA Finals.
We cannot forget that Magic Johnson is one of the 6 greatest players in the history of basketball. What, though, would it be like for Jason Kidd if he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playing center for him?
And how much more esteemed will Jason Kidd be if these Nets go on, win the Eastern Conference Finals, get back to the Finals where they were swept by the Lakers last year and were able to win? Then how he's looked at is going to go skyrocket.
Well, 2 years here, and it looks like 2 NBA Finals appearances.
Well, you know what makes him so special? He's one of those guys in the NBA that cannot score a point and help his team win.
Well, the power, the durability, the explosiveness, indefatigable. Just everything about him is perfect except for his perimeter jumper.
And that time faked the perimeter jumper and was fouled by Atkins.
And that shot is going down tonight. But what a defender. What a leader. What a sense of responsibility and the quickness, the mind. This is a special guy having a great night.
This is his best night so far through 3 games of this series. And he hit the game winner, remember, in game 1. Hits the free throw. The NBA Finals kick off June 4th at 8 o'clock on ABC. Log on to NBA.com for an exclusive look ahead at the potential matchups, including a statistical breakdown for all the conference finalists. Love it live on NBA.com. You got to love Jason Kidd's game tonight as he hits both free throws, and the lead is back to 15.
You talked about the finals. The fans here, they're talking championship. They're not just talking about getting to the finals. They think this year with the evolution and improvement of Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd, they've got a real shot at the whole thing.
Hamilton runs the baseline and then delivers. Boys, he's been doing that through 3 games.
Well, I'll give New Jersey a lot of credit, too, for not letting him do that, because when he runs the base, he doesn't need a lot of time to squeeze that shot off, and usually when he squeezes it off, it finds the net.
Kittles, oh, boy. Terry Kittles spins it off the glass.
Things going your way much tonight?
A little bit.
You start throwing that kind of stuff in there. Wow.
Kittles with 7 tonight so far. 6:30 remaining in the third quarter. 69-54.
Look at Jason Kidd everywhere.
And he forces a turnover by overplaying for the steal. And Jefferson rams it home.
Finally.
RJ says, I can score. Oh, the poor guy.
Well, if there was a lid on the basket for him, he just smashed it with that one.
The lead is 17, courtesy of the flush by Jefferson. And Kenyon Martin, the outlet to Jefferson again.
What a pass.
Gary Kittles picks up the loose ball. And momentarily things slow as we work our way under 6 minutes. Backdoor cut by Kidd.
Offensive foul, pushing off.
His second foul.
Just a horrible pass by Clifford Robinson. Jefferson just gets it, stuffs it, and then says,
thank you.
But that pass by Robinson, that was a bad pass because Jason Kidd was in there trying to steal that ball from him.
Atkins from the outside. Robinson keeps it alive.
Detroit's trying to beat you with Chucky Atkins and Michael Curry jacking up perimeter jumpers. That's not going to work.
Kittles. Whoa! Was Wallace up for the rebound.
inhaled it.
Atkins leaves it for Wallace, and he deserves that one.
How cool is that?
That
just
was a
inhaled
rebound.
the rebound, ran down the court as hard as he could, and got it done. Great effort there by Ben Wallace.
Without question, the rebound of the series.
And he's had a lot of them. 22 in one game, 16 in another. Collins, the outside jumper in and out. And who else? Jason Kidd.
Well, Detroit seems like they're a step slow on a lot of these plays.
Nice fake, Jason Collins.
And a great move with the left hand by Collins. Faked the pass back to Kidd and then worked inside.
A lost art, low post offense. Set up your game by faking the ball to Cutters, and that's going to force Rick Carlisle to burn yet another timeout. How many does he have left?
Running out. Jason Kidd running the nets. 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. It's 73-56.
Whatever your groove, we'll be there.
Cue the cheesy inspirational music.
Critics everywhere are singing the praises of Bruce Almighty. It's a hilarious laugh-a-minute comedy. Jim Carrey is at his best.
You always were funny.
And he and Jennifer Aniston make the perfect comic combination. Wow! You'll laugh hysterically. It's the funniest film of the year. Don't miss Bruce Almighty. Rated PG-13 in theaters this Friday.
Taco Bell's new chicken enchilada bowl has everything you love about a classic enchilada meal. One bite and you may experience enchilada nirvana. Grilled all-white meat chicken, seasoned rice and beans, a traditional slow-simmered sauce, and a blend of 3 cheeses, all melting together for a taste that'll lift your spirits. To experience enchilada nirvana, you've got to think outside the bun.
This fall, the funniest comedies are coming to ABC. A high school teacher falls for a movie star.
Alex Young dates Joe Thousandaire?
I'm with her. A city boy meets his country in-laws.
Excuse me, gents. Just taking a little fart walk.
In Back to Kansas, Kelly Ripa and Faith Ford collide.
You wouldn't dare.
In Hope and Faith. And the most outrageous new comedy anywhere.
You gotta gay up everything, don't you?
It's all relative. This fall, the best new shows are on ABC.
The NBA playoffs on ABC, brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And Warner Brothers' new motion picture, The In-Laws, in theaters soon.
The Nets fans are loving what they're seeing tonight at Continental Airlines Arena as we free flight into a Nets lead of 17 points with 4:42 remaining.
The New Jersey Nets are plus 23 on fast break points, plus 18 in points in the paint. They have taken it to Detroit every which way imaginable and don't appear to be slowing down in the slightest.
And Kerry Kittles is going to pick up a foul. That's his second.
And Rick Carlisle's got a lineup out there. They're down. How many is that? 17?
17.
Good math work, Bill.
So you got Robinson, who's not going to score. Ben Wallace, who's not going to score. Michael Curry, who's not going to score.
I guess Rip Hamilton's the guy, huh?
Or Chucky Atkins. But where's Prince? Where's Billups? Where's Barry?
Robinson fading away, knocks down a three.
What'd you say? Don't count out, Uncle Cliffy.
That's his second three of the night.
What's on the defensive end, their forte, that's going to have to get them back into this game. They're not going to just outscore this team.
And Kenyon Martin collides with Robinson. Talked about the bench shooting for the Pistons. Normally and during the regular season it's been good, but not at all in this series, and especially not tonight. That's 2 of 19.
But at this level, everybody plays defense. You got to have guys who can fill it up. You can't win at this level with specialists, with a one-dimensional team. And the completeness of what we're seeing from New Jersey's attack tonight has just overwhelmed Detroit.
Okur will come in. Robinson with 4 fouls will sit down. Kenyon Martin has been quiet since the first quarter because he was so loud in the first quarter. 14 points in the first. He's got 17 for the night. He had some foul trouble, so has sat out a good portion of the late stages, the second, early stages of the third quarter.
But he set the tone.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He got the crowd going.
He set the tone, and then Jason Kidd started singing right after that.
And then Kittle started back-cutting people. Richard Jefferson started making some plays defensively.
Boy, nice switch out by Richard Jefferson on Hamilton that time.
Corliss Williamson, nice quick move, didn't finish it, but and now Collins and Wallace get tangled up.
Oh, yeah, Jason Collins in a bad way there, and I think Jason Collins probably did the right thing, just foul him and put him on the line.
Keep up a throwdown as opposed to put a guy on the line who shoots, what does he shoot? 40?
I like that move, Bill.
44%. Ben has hit some tonight, though. And he's continuing to do so.
Now watch him. I mean, tell me, don't you think he has a pretty nice stroke, though? And when you watch him shoot,
well, it's not a shot put going up there. It's got some nice rotation.
Nice stroke.
He's 3 out of 4 tonight.
Yeah, it's not a guy you think's a clanker up there that would shoot 45%. His elbows are in, they're not out. It's good. You got the gooseneck going. Confidence with him.
Kidd behind Collins, leaves it for Kenyon Martin, faking the shot. 10 on the shot clock.
Watch for the blow-by.
Martin turns and had it blocked by Brewer.
Shot clock.
Almost got that to drop in desperation, and then it looked like it was going off the Pistons, apparently off the nets.
Memo Okur is a solid basketball player. Fundamentally sound, just 23 years old from Istanbul, Turkey. Started playing basketball when he was 14 years old. He's about 20 minutes away from Hidu Turkoglu, the other Turkish basketball player in the NBA from the Sacramento Kings.
Right now, it's not looking like either is going to be in the NBA Finals.
No.
Hamilton from the elbow. Okur had a hand on the rebound. And Collins goes to the floor.
Terrific defense by Kerry Kittles, who's worked so hard. Obviously, Hamilton's got the green light to throw up anything he wants out there, but with Kittles struggling offensively, he's made his contribution on the defensive end tonight.
It is disappointing, too, if you're a Pistons fan, wondering if this series is any different if you have a healthy Chauncey Billups in the lineup. I think
there's some guys that
can put the ball in the hole right there.
On the left, the greatest scorer in NBA history, George Gervin in the middle. Tiny Archibald.
Did Gervin ever get you with one of those finger rolls?
Okur picking up a lob.
Kerry Kittles again.
Kittle steals it right back. Jefferson over Okur, followed by Kittle.
Richard Jefferson is determined to score.
That sequence brought to you by the Keystone Cops.
Kerry Kittles probably deserved that basket, though. He worked pretty hard to pick off the pass. He gets the bucket.
Well, this is a tough call against Kenyon Martin, who's battling through screens. When Richard Jefferson is going to get the ball after Kittles steals it, the little behind-the-back Pete Maravich layback to Kerry Kittles would have brought the house down.
Kenyon Martin will have to sit out. He's got 4 fouls, and Rodney Rogers comes in to take his spot.
It's tough when you're playing physical. And I mean, Corliss Williamson is going to bang Indy on the offensive side. So when you retaliate, you try to get a little bit physical, sometimes they're going to give it to you, but it's a tough pill to swallow.
Here's Corliss Williamson, knocked from behind by Jason Kidd.
Nice.
Look out. Jefferson hits the deck. Turnover nets.
That's a tough one to handle. Going full speed to your knees. Not endorsing that pass.
I liked it. Kick ahead, hit guys on the run.
It ended up great, didn't it?
Here's a lob for Wallace from Williamson. Ben Wallace, 8 points this quarter, 13 for the ball game, and timeout taken by the Nets with 1:57 remaining in the third quarter. Still all New Jersey, but the Pistons trying to work their way back into it. 77-63, New Jersey in front on ABC Sports, your new home for the NBA Finals.
Now you can call anyone in America for 3 cents a minute, 39 cents to connect. Not only is it 3 cents anywhere in the U.S., but also to Canada and to Western Europe. Introducing 1010-987. No monthly fees, nothing to sign up for. All you do is dial 1010-987 so you can use it right now. Hey, rate this low never went so far. 1010-987.
To coast. If you don't click it, expect a ticket. Cops write tickets because seatbelts save lives. So click it or ticket.
Our Miller Lite storyline tonight. Kenyon Martin, the early story for the Nets, and then Jason Kidd took over. Kidd 25 points, 8 rebounds. Martin has 18. Wallace 13 and 9. And right now Detroit down 77-63, and that's not even enough for Byron Scott in the last time out. He wants to continue to see his team push it.
Right? Stay aggressive, guys. Defense has been great. We're getting up and down the floor. This is the type of game we want. Okay, let's keep doing this for the next 15 minutes. All right? Keep doing this. Don't let up. Okay, we can't relax out of this timeout.
Not wanting to relax out of the timeout. Just keep on pushing.
Byron Scott urging the transition game, and why not? The Nets have 27 fast break points tonight in the series. In the entire series, Detroit has 15 fast break points.
Wow. Jefferson outside, O'Cool with a rebound. Down to 1:35, third quarter.
Well, they got Williamson. You got to go with Jefferson right here. Like, too much bull. Not all the big bulls coming over. Rodney Rogers
stepped out of bounds.
Hamilton stepped out of bounds.
You can't, you're down 14 on the road, and you're not generating easy buckets. You got to get some offensive rebounds, and you can't turn the ball over. You can't do it and come back.
That's 6 turnovers this quarter. Remember the fourth quarter of Game 2, guys, when Detroit had the big lead, and all of a sudden they started turning it over, and there went the ball game. Well, here they find themselves in a 14-point hole, and they're turning it over. That ain't good.
You just have to be so precise to come back from a 14-point lead, especially when the Nets offense seems to be running on all cylinders. You're going to have to catch them. They're not going to back into you.
First time I ever saw Jason Kidd play ball, he was in high school, St. Joseph's High School in Oakland, California, and I was struck immediately by his eyes, the green eyes.
You're infatuated with those things, aren't you?
Yeah. Almost as much as Yamana, I think. I don't know.
Those eyes are quite unique and so fiercely intense.
He's got it back after missing the second free throw. And Whitey's going to go back to the free throw line.
But eyes that never have to look at the ball. So he's always able to see where the slight edge is going to be at any time.
Sounds like you want to be his optometrist or something.
Little LASIK surgery by Bill Walton. And he goes right back to the free throw line. Tomorrow night, Stanley Cup playoffs continue on ESPN. The Devils take on the Ottawa Senators. Game 7, Eastern Conference Final. Winner moves on to Battle Anaheim in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's tomorrow night at 7 on ESPN. Mighty Ducks have been sitting out there in a frozen pond for about a week and a half waiting to see who they're going to play, haven't they?
You're talking about rust. I don't know if you can have rink rust, but if you can, they might have it.
Ottawa forced that 7th game with an overtime win at 2-1 last night.
What an asset that Byron Scott has to bring Rodney Rogers in off the bench.
Kittle's outside. Hamilton, the outlet to Atkins on the run. And Rodney Rogers blocked the shot. Here come the Nets. Kidd and Kittles.
A nice layback.
Look out.
Rogers blocked by Wallace.
Jump ball. Rodney, I can't believe he wasn't anticipating this ball. He was so wide open. Jason Kidd took the ball right at the defense. They just handed it back to him. Little 14-foot shot.
He didn't anticipate Ben Wallace sneaking up on him.
And Wallace wins the tap. Final 30 seconds, third quarter. 17-point New Jersey lead. Trying to go up 3 games to none.
Doesn't it look like the body language of Detroit is that of a team that doesn't think they can come back?
Ooh, there's a nice collision, and it goes in. Corliss Williamson and Rodney Rogers collide.
I'm just kind of looking at guys with their head not really excited, and their heads kind of just walking around a little bit. Nice move right there by Corliss Williamson. I mean, that was a collision. And then to be able to get the ball up at the rim's an accomplishment, let alone scoring.
Surprising, too, that the defeatist attitude that we're witnessing here from Detroit, because that is not a psychology that Joe Dumars, their president, and Rick Carlisle bring each and every day.
2 demoralizing 2-point losses on their home floor. Didn't do them any good coming in here. Final 8 seconds, third quarter. Jason Kidd has a look at the clock. His team up 15. He'd like to add to it with that shot. Rogers not in time to get that one back up there. End of 3. 80-65. The Nets are 12 minutes away from capturing their first win at home and going up 3 games to none on ABC, the new home of the NBA Finals.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Less filling!
Wait. What about this? Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Great taste! Great taste!
Less filling!
Great taste!
Less filling! Less filling!
What do you think about that? That's art.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I've got an idea.
Okay, see how the side of the rails wore more than the other side?
Felt like a million. Felt like number 1. Like a...
What are you handing down to your kids? Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the
road. In the arena, things change. The sounds change. It's instead of dun dun dun, it's ba-boom, ba-boom.
I like the excitement of the game. I like the energy of the players. And to me, that's what the finals is all about.
You know, making it to the finals, man, it's a long journey, and to get there, it's something special.
Watch the NBA Finals, Game 1, June 4th at 8 p.m. on ABC.
Boss, can I get a minute?
Sure, what's on your mind?
I need some vacation time.
How long you got?
Best 4 out of 7.
The NBA Finals begin Wednesday night, June 4th on ABC Sports.
Buick.
official car of the PGA Tour, drives home an extra $500 golf cash. Through June 2nd, Buick delivers an astounding total of $3,500 cash back on Century and LeSabre, both Consumers Digest Best Buys, on Rendezvous on every new Buick. Or choose 0 APR, interest-free financing for 60 months, and still get a $500 bonus. Hurry, Buick Golf Cash ends June 2nd.
Today, HP technology is producing prodigies of speed and discovering new directions in film. It's investigating new worlds out there and in us. And it's making the global economy more global. For the world's great companies, thinkers, and doers, HP makes more things more possible.
Call CATS for a car or homeowner's insurance rate comparison.
Pistons right now are staring at a 3-0 deficit. They're 12 minutes away from that. They trail by 15 here on New Jersey's home floor. Take nothing away from the Pistons. Just to get here, they had to come from 3-1 down to beat Orlando 4-3. Then 4 games to 2 over Philadelphia. 2 of those games were in overtime. And they got some huge contributions from guys like Chucky Atkins and Okur and others. Atkins on the bench, Tayshaun Prince. He was big against Philadelphia in the playoffs. But tonight, the poor shooting continues, and as Bill said, no matter how good the defense is you play against, somebody's got to fill it up. They're just not getting it done right now.
They're shooting 37% of the night. They're shooting 38% of the series. They've been outscored in every quarter tonight. That's a tough way to win.
Rodney Rogers, nice lead for Williams. And Corliss Williamson and Okur go up with him.
What a bench, though, for New Jersey. You got Rodney Rogers, Aaron Williams, Lucius Harris, Anthony Johnson played terrific tonight.
And aside from a guy like Rodney Rogers, these aren't named guys. They just come in, play hard, fill their roles. I mean, people will know Rodney Rogers, who's a first-round draft pick out of Wake Forest. Aaron Williams, solid low-post player, pretty good medium-range jump shooter, physical enforcer. Nearly the bench scoring right there, 20-13. You mentioned Anthony Johnson earlier, and Lucius Harris is the guy, I've seen him go off for 27, 30 points in a game where if he gets hot. So they got some capable guys on that bench. And it's interesting. We talk about Detroit's defense all the time, too. New Jersey's not half bad on the defensive end.
They were the second-best team in the business defensively. Nice shot to the outside, Chucky Atkins. His first basket, though, of the ballgame.
There's going to have to be a lot of that in the fourth quarter. I figure if New Jersey only scores 20, which would be their lowest scoring quarter of the game, Detroit's going to have to get at least 35 points to tie this thing up, maybe go to overtime.
Williams trying to back in. Ball knocked out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock.
When was the last time Detroit had 35 in a quarter?
It's been a while, but you know, they've had...
In your lifetime?
In my lifetime, Bill. Okay. And this year, I've seen it.
6 on the shot clock as Rogers feeds Kidd. And Corliss Williamson, the outlet to Chucky Atkins.
Love the ball movement with the flash from the weak side. Cutters down the lane. Championship-style basketball.
Foul is on Richard Jefferson.
Another thing they're going to have to do, too, and you see right there, 28, 29, 23, as Bill mentioned, every quarter they've been outscored. Detroit's going to have to get into their offense earlier. They're going to have to get up shots earlier and make shots earlier.
Tommy, you called for 35 they'd need. Their highest scoring quarter in this playoff series is 32.
I'm calling for Chauncey Billups and John Barry, some guys who can jack it up. What do you do?
It's an offensive foul.
You're going to grind out a game and hope to have a moral victory? It's the playoffs.
There's nothing better than running off 23 seconds and then get an offensive foul.
Down to 10.5 here in Game 3.
That's classic offensive theory.
Harris over Hamilton, rimmed it out.
Imagine if Jefferson, Harris, and Kittles were on fire offensively, which they're going to need to be at the next round.
Jefferson got away with a push on Wallace. Rogers will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Jefferson got Ben Wallace right in the back. and pushed him down and got away with one there.
Kembe Mutombo on the left, who's seen virtually no time in the playoffs after missing most of the regular season with ligament damage in his wrist. Rodney Rogers to the free throw line. Rogers been quiet offensively tonight, but he's seen a lot of minutes as we check in with Michelle Tafoya for a minute. Michelle?
Well, before the game, I asked Byron Scott if he had learned anything about his team during this series. He told me he learned that his team's heart has grown. He said they have a heart the size of Texas, and Brad, their heart can certainly get them to Texas.
It might be beating in the finals in Texas, that's for sure.
And they would not have, New Jersey would not have the home court advantage over either team from Texas.
Richard Jefferson picks up the foul, his third. Richard's a little frustrated tonight.
Yeah, he just hasn't had anything going for him offensively.
And it's a tough matchup against Okur. He's a very skilled and versatile player. Can post you up, can knock down jumpers, can execute dribble handoffs. Okur. Richard Jefferson's going to have to think this one over for a little while.
This will be a little tougher guy to back into the bucket.
Okur brings it back outside.
Now, is that a traveling violation?
What would the late great Chick Hearn used to call that? Bunny hop in the pea patch? Yeah, that's what he called it, the bunny hop in the pea patch. That's a big bunny, too.
And Kenya Martin and Corliss Williamson get tangled up. Corliss gets his fourth foul.
Well, New Jersey's got to be careful not to get lazy and not to get sloppy, because sometimes you start heading downward, you just can't pull the nose up and get back to doing what you were doing. They got to continue to be aggressive, as Byron Scott was saying, offensively.
They've missed their last 6 shots.
It's Jason Kidd's job to keep any of that sloppiness out of the Nets game.
Jason has 30, and the lead goes right back to 17. Nets had gone about 5 minutes and change without a field goal before Kidd hit that one, and now Atkins hits his second field goal of the fourth quarter. 9 minutes remaining in the ball game. It's 84-69.
There are so many questions about this New Jersey Net team this year. They did not have a good regular season, even though the numbers were decent, but they just didn't play the dazzling basketball that everybody anticipated after the big run to the finals last year.
Jason Kidd swipes the ball, and Martin's fouled.
Well, I think it's more difficult, too, when you're expected to win than whether you're not expected to win, and that was the message here.
Right now, the Nets are expecting to win. They lead by 15 on ABC Sports, new home of the NBA Finals.
Tradition.
A look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, I couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
You looking for a discharge, Fisher? That's where you're headed.
Denzel Washington makes his directorial debut in a film about facing the past.
I don't know what to do.
And finding the truth.
You're the champ, son. I salute you.
Antoine Fisher. Own the DVD or rent the video today.
Start your summer fun at Toyota's summer event. The place where great value begins with Toyota quality. See the legendary stylish Camry, America's #1 selling car. And while you're there, be sure to check out the all-new 04 Sienna. Get to Toyota's summer event and start some fun.
We need the money, so we gotta go to from 9 to 5 we work. But at night, it's a different kind of This is the other 9 to 5. That's
The Bachelor survived 25 single women, but can he handle Jimmy Kimmel?
That would make me worry.
Andrew Firestone and fiancée Jen on Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC Late Night tonight.
Sparks, Sun, the WNBA on ABC, Saturday at 4 Eastern.
Their names strike terror. heroes will strike back in a new drama. Red Matrix, coming Thursdays this fall on ABC.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Back at Continental Airlines Arena, the big crowd has been a loud crowd, and they have had a lot to cheer about tonight. The Nets have dominated the ballgame with 8:41 remaining. They're 8:41 away from going up 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. This guy is a big part of the reason for that. As Bill said earlier, he set the tone in the first quarter. Oh, boy, that's a sour note there, talking about tones. Well, he done everything else right tonight. 5 out of 7 from the free throw line. You see the look on his face.
I like how quick Kenyon Martin is. Not a big fan of the big plotters, the guys that just lug themselves up and down and use the strength and the shoulders to pull guys out of the way. This guy, he moves, he jumps, he runs, throws it down, hits jumpers, gets on the glass.
Rip Hamilton is one guy that if this series goes totally south on Detroit, he won't have to hang his head about the way he's played.
Now they're going to try to call an offensive foul here. Ken Mauer is going to wave it off, though.
Kenyon Martin, who hit the second free throw. That was the reaction after the first. Oh, boy.
That's okay. You come back strong. You make the next one.
Yep.
And in much the same way that Ben Wallace is the engine of the Pistons, Kenyon Martin is that for the New Jersey Nets. He really, even though last year he went over the top a little bit, maybe a lot bit, and getting the suspensions and technicals, he really brings that energy, that fire. If he wasn't on this team, they would still be able to run, they would still be able to score points, but they would lose a lot defensively without
I don't think they'd be able to run nearly as much.
I think when you have Jason Kidd, you can always run.
That's not true. Your running comes from your defense and your rebounding, and he provides both of that. He's an outstanding shot blocker, a devastating rebounder. The problem with Ben Wallace is that he can only contribute in one aspect of the game.
Jason Kidd contributing in all aspects. That's his 11th rebound to go with 30 points.
Believe me, Jason Kidd can play with me, you, and Brad if he'd find a way to run.
We might be trailing the play, but
by a lot.
Yeah. Wallace again snaps down the rebound.
Tough to run out of the net.
Rip Hamilton, the pull-up jumper. And again, looked like Wallace got pushed in the back. Here comes Kidd and company. 32 for Jason Kidd.
How about that? Slowing the gate down just a little bit, sidestep, and it looked like an easy layup. Looked like an easy play when it wasn't.
For a team that was embarrassed, the New Jersey Nets in the NBA Finals last year, just swept out of their own building here. They have made vast improvements.
Jason Kidd has a career playoff high, 32 points.
And they do call a foul.
It's about time somebody took the knives out of Ben Wallace's back. Here's Jason Kidd on the run for his 32nd point of the ballgame.
That's not that easy of a play. I mean, it looks easy, but to be able to sidestep a guy, slow your gate down just a little bit, and then, of course, the finish was easy, but getting to the finish.
Is there a more physically gifted point guard in the game today? And that doesn't even count what he brings on the mental, emotional, and spiritual side, Jason Kidd.
Just don't go into those piercing eyes again. And here he comes. And he's fouled by Atkins.
He just saw the ball before anybody else did. Everybody else was jumping, pushing, shoving, grabbing, and he knew exactly where to position himself. A game of skill, timing, and positioning. He's toying with these guys.
9 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. 32 points, 12 rebounds. New career playoff high. Tayshaun Prince, who hasn't played much at all in the ballgame, only 12 minutes, and he looks like a rookie right now, guys, who knows that it's about to be 3-0.
Well, he just doesn't have the same look in his eyes he had about a week and a half ago when he was flying high against Orlando and Philadelphia. And I think he's going to be a nice player in this league. I think the Pistons did a nice job drafting him in the 20s when you get a player like that. But I just think mentally he's run out of gas here in the playoffs. The intensity's caught up to him a little bit, and he's just not having the out-of-body experiences he was having a week and a half ago.
Kenyon Martin.
How can you run out of gas when you play so little all
not
season?
Physically, mentally. Mentally, I think. Because I think when you're going...
He should be the most excited guy in the entire building.
No, I'm telling you, it happens. When you're on an emotional high, you're just going, you're not thinking. You're reacting, you're shooting, you're scoring, everything's going great. And then all of a sudden, when you run out of that tank, then it's like you got to start thinking about what you're doing, and it doesn't come as easy.
The cries in Detroit were to put him in to add some offense instead of having Curry as a starter. And when he started the other night, maybe that was too much for him to handle because he hasn't played a decent really minute since he started. Since being a starter.
Is he even ready physically for this level?
Kenyon Martin sitting down, everybody else standing up for him.
This crowd is alive and hungry.
Okur got them both. 89-73, Kenyon Martin. 14 of those 19 points came in the first quarter.
Tom, I completely disagree with what you said about Tayshaun Prince. This is his own fault here.
His own fault? How's it his own fault?
It has nothing to do with him being tired.
How's it his own fault?
He hasn't brought it. It's the NBA playoffs.
Bill, give him a little credit. He's a rookie. No one expected him to do what he was doing in the first place. You got to give him a little credit, don't you? Give him some due. You know what? If he didn't hit that shot against Philly, they might not ever be here.
Exhausted player.
He just scored.
I said mentally. I didn't say physically. That was a nice shot, though.
It was a nice shot.
But the little turnaround spinner jumper he had against Philadelphia to send that thing to overtime and win it, they don't get here without that.
Harris again, same spot, same reaction. 10 for Lucius Harris.
How many times have we been in this palace where the fans have shouted, Lucius Harris, Lucius Harris. They're on their feet again.
Right now they're yelling 3-0, 3-0. Eastern Conference Finals, 93-75, 5:41. This is ABC Sports, your new home to the NBA Finals.
Kick off your summer fun at Toyota's summer event, the place where great value begins with Toyota quality. Check out Toyota's mightiest, like Tundra, with the lowest ownership cost in its class, or the awesome Sequoia, named Best Overall Value of the Year. Get to Toyota's summer event and start it up.
They say you don't know what you want, that you have to get your act together, that it's time to find a direction in your life. And they say that you should find somebody. Oh yeah? Who's this? What's most important is being you. Budweiser, true.
You want to race tonight?
On a ride this fast.
Let's see what this thing can do.
In a game this dangerous.
We have the suspect surrounded.
You need someone to watch your back.
You and me, just like the old days.
We're gonna do this big.
Too fast, too furious.
How you like that?
Rated PG-13. Starts June 6th.
Robert Jensen. Dawn Jones.
Could you widen out and get my Emily? We're gonna get one of those. We're just waiting for them to go on sale. That's great. Now zoom in on her.
You don't have to wait. With Circuit City's Price Match Plus guarantee, if you find a lower advertised price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City, we're with you.
Okay, you two do something. That's great.
Tomorrow night, Barbara Walters gets a new partner. John Stossel puts his unique spin on 2020, now from the anchor desk.
The NBA playoffs on ABC, brought to you by Toyota.
Get the feeling. And AIG for insurance, loans, and retirement. AIG, we know money.
That's on their way to their third straight win over Detroit. Detroit had things going their way earlier in the playoffs of the Eastern Conference. Tayshaun Prince came in game 2. This shot sent a game to overtime that the Pistons would win. In the East semis, it was Atkins in for a limping Chauncey Billups, who had a game winner with 17 points. But then things started to unravel at home. 2 cracks at it in game 1. They couldn't get it down. Chauncey Billups throwing up a prayer. Jason Kidd playing great defense. They lost game 2. Down 2-0. They come in to New Jersey. And Chauncey Billups, that bad ankle, suffered the ankle injury in the first game against Philadelphia. He told me before the ball game, if you want to put it in a percentile, maybe 80%. He just hasn't been the same guy.
Well, he hasn't been able to give them that offense that they've needed. And, you know, we can sit here and say it's because so-and-so hasn't scored, or Big Billups hasn't scored, and 3 right there by Cliff Robinson. You never know. You hit 3 or 4 threes in a row, and maybe you can get back in this thing. But New Jersey is a more talented team with more experience. That's the bottom line.
Jason Kidd, the best player in the game.
And Robinson breaks up the pass.
My sense is that Jason Kidd is very frustrated with Rodney Rogers.
Why?
The unrealized potential, the carelessness, the casual approach. Floating a pass like that. The inconsistent performance is beautiful back.
And Williams trying to knock it in. Harris again underneath. 4 guys around him.
What do you know? A guy brought an offensive rebound out.
Kidd smiling now as that ball came back out to him, and he's able to use some more clock. Here's Rogers with the right hand. And Wallace pulled down by Rogers. Ben has spent a lot of the game on the floor.
Well, they have pushed him around.
They really have.
Usually Ben spends the game putting other people on the floor.
I was going to say, it's usually the other guys going down. See Ben from floor cam, Landon. He spent a lot of time on floor cam tonight.
The best part of this play was Rodney Rogers came out of it arguing with the ref.
You heard the clang as Ben Wallace with 13 points misses the free throw. Missed them both. Jason Kidd, a marvelous night. Has 34 points.
And Byron Scott taking no chances with Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson, Jason Kidd still all in the game. He knows this isn't over.
Martin, the other night, those kind of shots were going in the fourth quarter. Hamilton can't run down the pass, and the Pistons turn it over.
Byron Scott must know something that I don't.
Tayshaun Prince, who started the last 2 games for Michael Curry, and Curry, the longtime veteran and president of the NBA Players Association, says, "Kid, you're going to have better days."
Well, if I was Michael Curry, I'd be telling him, without you, we don't get here. And you're only in the first year. And this is going to be a great experience for him as a first-year guy getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, what it's going to show him is how hard he's got to work in terms of getting in shape. And he's got a great role model in Rip Hamilton playing ahead of him.
Hamilton still running that baseline, trying to find an opening. Robinson trying to get it to paint to Williamson, and Kidd.
Jason Kidd on it. Jason Kidd just outworked, outmuscled, outpushed Ben Wallace, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, for that loose ball.
Nice rebound by Kenyon Martin. Foul coming down. Number 1 seeded team in the East who won 50 games during the regular season. And the pictures tell the story of how they feel right now. And you wonder now, guys, coming up on Saturday night, what Rick can do to get these troops ready to not get swept.
That's his job. He can't come in here moping.
It'll be a tough job, I'll tell you that.
fans with Toyota quality. See the legendary stylish Camry, America's #1 selling car. And while you're there, be sure to check out the all-new 04 Sienna. Get to Toyota's summer event and start some fun.
When buying life insurance, the first rule is make sure your life insurance company will outlive you. Life insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Hey, bro. How was your day? Sweet.
Old filter what you don't need. Keep what's good. MGD.
Ooh, look at that MVP move! MVP? Come on, player. The real MVP just landed home.
Now, Verizon Wireless lets you help choose the NBA Finals 2003 MVP. Just text MVP to the number 622 to participate. Then, during a deciding game of the finals, you'll be sent a ballot. Vote for your favorite player. Because every night you vote, you're entered in our sweepstakes for a chance to win a high-definition TV and wireless phone. So text MVP to the number 622 now to get started.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
What do you want?
Rated PG-13.
She's good. You have no idea.
Now playing.
Next on ABC2 News.
The latest at 11.
Local high school students tested for tuberculosis, and how you can get up close and personal with J-Lo.
Back in New Jersey, our Toyota game track. On the night, it was a Jason Kidd night, a playoff career-high 34 points. A lot of those 32 fast break points, he was leading the way. Ben Wallace, 13 and 12. Rip Hamilton, over 20 points again, but not nearly enough. And it's 95-78, and the brooms are out. One more night to try to turn that around. That'll be Saturday night, as the Nets will have a 3-0 lead here in about 3 minutes.
What time is that game on Saturday?
8 o'clock. We will start our coverage at 7:30.
Nets haven't played in this building in what seems like an eternity. What's their winning streak at now?
It's going to be 9 straight.
When was the...
That is by far the best that they have ever done. You're talking about a franchise that went years without winning 9 games in a row, much less 9 playoff games in a row. Oh. Local news, Nightline and Jimmy Kimmel Live, except on the West Coast, coming up following our ball game.
In New Jersey, getting to every loose ball, every offensive rebound. It looks like one team is getting ready to go to the NBA Finals, and the other team is getting ready to go to their blender and make up a marg.
They are.
And look at that.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. Nets have out-rebounded the Pistons in each game in the series and have done so by 15 again tonight. Ben Wallace, he's gotten his share of the rebounds, but
what a professional effort, though, by Ben Wallace. And that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
As a fan, as a broadcaster, as an alum.
There's the most consecutive wins as the Nets now will join the 82 Lakers and the 96 Bulls, moving up that ladder to 9 straight playoff victories. That's pretty impressive. The guy most responsible for 9 straight wins is that guy right there. What a night.
And we just show the offensive numbers there, too, to go along with the rebounds. Defensively, he was everywhere. Those emerald green eyes.
There they go.
Steals, deflections. He was just all over the board tonight.
He doesn't look emotionally tired to you, does he?
Who's that?
Jason Kidd.
He looks fine.
He looks real good. Wallace snatches down the air ball in the final 2 minutes. Pistons right now, guys, are in Their 12th field goal drought of over 3 minutes in this series. There, it just ended. Cliff Robinson will have a few three-pointers to show for this game. That's his 4th of the night.
I think it's safe to say that Rick Carlisle is not happy with John Barry and Chauncey Billups.
John Barry hasn't played. Chauncey Billups has played very little. Nice cut to the basket by Harris and a great delivery by Johnson, and Harris is fouled.
Well, that's the one advantage when you look at these two teams.
As we'll get back to Tom's thought tomorrow night on TNT. San Antonio Dallas game 3 at 9 o'clock on TNT. Saturday on ABC. WNBA, LA and Connecticut get together at 4 o'clock. And then Saturday night, the 5 of us will be set for game 4 on ESPN at 8 o'clock. And that might be the one that wraps it all up.
Again, Brian Scalabrine, the pride of Enumclaw, Washington, able to keep it alive. Beautiful
and the pass to Harris. Slay in there.
They never stop moving. New Jersey.
Guys that haven't gotten any time in the playoffs are very little, having some time right now.
Come on, someone's ready to get 100, don't they? We're on our way. We're so close.
We still might get it.
Someone get triple digit. Well, the Nets, not someone. We know who it might be.
Does Tamar Slade look emotionally tired? What about Brian Scalabrine?
They look good.
Young guys.
They look solid, Bill. My expert opinion.
Neither one of them started the game tonight or last night.
They would love to.
I just want to. Okay.
Johnson. We're getting closer. Anthony Johnson's got 10 off the Nets bench.
He has been a huge catalyst. If he can play this consistent brand of ball, watch out for the Nets.
The Nets run together. Harris missed the layup. And Ben Wallace stepped on the baseline.
What a touch pass by Brian Scalabrine. With an outstanding talent. Scalabrine's got a real chance to have a wonderful career in the NBA. Can stroke jumpers, rebound, defend, pass.
Local news, Nightline and Jimmy Kimmel Live. Bill will be telling those same jokes on Jimmy Kimmel's show, except on the West Coast.
Brian Scalabrine can play. He just needs a chance.
Just give me 100. That's all I want.
Still a chance for that.
I don't want to see 100 in the series once.
Oh, Ben Wallace is still playing.
Send it back, Ben.
He's not giving up easy buckets no matter what the score is.
Blow out the hair next game, Ben.
Robinson missed a 3. Williamson, final 15 seconds on the baseline. Got it. Ben Wallace, that was his 4th block shot. Another big rebounding night for him, but another loss for his team. As New Jersey goes up 3 games to none in the Eastern Conference Finals. They hold on their home court after taking 2 close ones from Detroit at the Palace tonight. Continental Airlines Arena was Jason Kidd's Palace. They win by 12. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment.